I just threw on light armor and did glass everything for a while because it was just like, it doesn't really matter. I can't get hit anyway, you know?
Yeah. Dude,
once you get into apocalypse, just go for damage, you know?
Put on a helmet that made me take more damage. Put on another icon that makes my spells come out faster but lowers my hit points. I'm like, well, I don't care. Oh, no. Now he might do double my hit points instead of all my hit points.
Yeah, pull your mic in front of you.
So, yeah, man. But it's been fun, but challenging and grueling. And what's funny, the part I don't like has nothing to do with the DLC. It's just the way Dark Souls games play. The fact that if you hit the B button the wrong way, you'll fall off a damn cliff because you backstep off of it.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Trust me, I know.
I hate the platforming.
Did it in Remnant, when trying to do Nightmare.
I hate that you'll hit the button to switch your weapon, but if you're looking the wrong way, you sneezed, or the enemy was staring at you too hard, it won't switch. Because in Dark Souls, the golden rule is, if the question is, what happened when a player hit this button or did this, Dark Souls always errs on the side of the worst possible outcome. Like, it will never be clean and smooth. It's a clunky fucking game. And it's better than Dark Souls. Elden Ring is the least clunky of their Dark Souls games. And it's still pretty clunky.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to Remnant, where, like, my gun switches when I hit the button quickly. I go, I need to use this item. Oh, I need to switch to this spell. And I hit it on fucking Dark Souls. It's like, we'll get there, bitch. But no, look, your foot got hit. What the fuck does that got to do with my goddamn HUD? Why does my HUD freeze up when I take damage?
Using GD within the first few minutes of...
What does that got to do with my HUD? Enemy hitting me, should it alter my HUD's ability to switch to things?
All right, let's get started. Since he's already demonetized us, we'll...
Oh, I can really go in? Hey, man, I didn't say nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear it. Did you hear it, Bloodaxe?
Hear what?
See, there you go. You always imagine this stuff, man.
I know. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And on Skype,
we have Bloodaxe, which means we have the power of one.
The power of two.
And the power of Dicejunkies.
That would be way better than their version. He doesn't know where that's from because he's not following Acolyte.
Yeah. Are you kidding? Oh my god!
Of course, he's not following Acolyte.
Yeah. Do you at least know who Hawk Tua is?
Hawk Tua? Yeah, I know who Hawk Tua is.
All right. At least you're keeping up with some current events.
Yep.
All right.
You know who Hawk Tua is?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all gonna say, or we're just gonna?
No, definitely not.
You know what? I have to follow the Acolyte and Doctor Who because I know what happened in the season finale. You guys can handle the Hawk Tua, all right? I've done my part. You don't want to know. I tried to call you last night.
I know all about Coyote Monday and how they're screwing the lore with him in the 4th episode and all that jazz. And I've been keeping up with it.
Oh, Acolyte? Yeah, but you don't know what they did in Doctor Who. Oh, they rolled it back. They screwed up the lore all the way back to the 4th Doctor. I'm not kidding. My Doctor. They literally referenced my Doctor. I don't want Nakuti and my Doctor in the same universe.
They referenced the first gen. I mean,
no, they don't. I mean, they specifically they even show them. And
I know. I don't want to talk about it.
You know what they did.
I know what they did I know what they did with some of the stuff. I'm not sure about the 4th Doctor thing, but I heard about some of the other. Anyway,
it's so bad.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, Michael. I'll let him know after.
It's so bad.
All right, let's get started.
It's attached to the TARDIS. It was riding it. Whee.
Yep.
There's a big dog riding the TARDIS.
So, let's see.
I'm not making it up, people.
What have we got? Oh, we got another person who thinks it's okay to call violence to somebody that they don't agree with.
Why is it that the people that are supposed to be the good guys supposedly always sound like supervillains?
If you don't know Grums is somebody on the internet who is a big leaker. Like, he leaks a lot of game and some political content, but he's big on Twitter. Anyway,
he also fact checks a lot of the other side of the fence that are in the brigade.
He's in the middle of the DEI stuff a lot.
Big, that a lot.
But anyway, so a games journalist, Ryan Esby, declares that Grums should never know a moment of safety or peace in his entire life.
That is one of the most aggressive and vile declarations I've heard from one person or another.
Well, here's my thing.
And they don't know each other.
Honestly, one word made this to me a call to violence, and that is the safety.
Never know a moment of safety.
If you say, I don't want somebody to know a moment of peace, okay, that's a level of vitriol that is pretty heavy, but it's
still
not,
pretty sickening.
Yeah, but it's not calling for violence.
Not knowing a moment of safety is, I hope this person doesn't live. That's what it is. I mean, it's just, he basically said, I hope he dies. And suffers because the peace.
I mean,
it's a sick statement, and he's a sick bastard. I don't even know what this is about. I don't know Ryan Esby.
Yeah.
All I know is fuck you.
But like I said, I can understand the level of visceral to not want somebody to have a moment of peace. I can understand that level of visceral.
I like people getting their comeuppance, but no moment of peace, man. There's a few people that deserve that, but we're talking about like Subway Garrett, we're not talking about like some dude. We're not talking about some game journo dude or some guy on X who says he doesn't like what you did to a video game. Man, what the hell's wrong with you? But here's the thing. I've said this before.
Yeah.
They're so self-righteous, they don't have standards.
But
they believe that anything is okay because they think that they're right.
This was actually in response to...
like most villains do.
To, of course, Lisa McConaughey in the middle of all this. This is in response of Lisa McConaughey calling him a liar because of the whole transgender-themed bullets for Pride Month and all that.
I didn't think it was that big a deal.
And
stupid, but who cared?
And that was his chime in to that whole ordeal.
Is, go die in a ditch effectively.
Yeah.
And as I said, man, and this is why I tried. You've heard me. I've tried to say, I believe people are trying to do what they think is right. They may have been misguided. But no, when I see this, I have to just go, or maybe they're just a bunch of sick, pathetic bastards. Because I can't imagine what's required to say that. Well, I can, but we just gave an example. It's like, you've got to really have done something to say that, man. It's messed up. I mean, we tease to talk about people. We've never said, we hope Kathleen Kennedy never knows peace in her life. Like, what the hell? No. I just hope she stops working on Star Wars. Me and Bloodaxe even said, we don't even want her to lose her job. We just don't want her to have a job there. She can go work for whoever the hell she wants, makes all the shows she wants. She can go grab one of the other space franchises I don't like. You know what? She can finish off Star Trek. It's been getting pretty effed up anyway. She can come in here and put that final nail in the coffin. I gave up on Star Trek a long time ago. But, I don't want her to not, peace is personal. Peace is peace of mind. It's your life not being filled with constant tragedy. And then safety is just you're hoping someone's dead.
Apparently
that's just hoping someone's dead.
Not the only threat. Here he says, soft launching my campaign to kick Grums in the balls.
You would beat the hell out of that guy. I would beat the hell out of that guy if he tried it. But I don't like people attacking people. I don't like bullies. I don't like anybody running around attacking people over some nonsense. I catch one of y'all attacking somebody, I'm going to react like you should and be like, hey, this is crazy whack job's attacking somebody. You shouldn't physical violence. Why? Oh, because he doesn't like SBI or DI in games. It's a fucking game, man.
My thing is you're
a grown ass man.
I'm not probably the poster child to talk against physical violence, but I will say, it
takes more motivation.
On the other side of the internet is sort of a pansy way to do it. If you're gonna start a campaign to kick somebody in the balls, just go kick them in the balls. I mean,
dude, it's the modern day. Somebody will set it up. You want to fight this guy? They'll make it happen. I mean, shoot, they're trying to make Mike Tyson fight that Logan Paul guy. They could definitely get you in the ring.
That got canceled because Mike Tyson had an injury.
Actually, it's back on.
Oh, is it back on again?
Well, the main thing is I've literally seen people meet up to have a match. You meet at a gym, you go at it. But here's the thing. Ryan Easby ain't going to do nothing because he's just talking.
Well, hell, we talked about it last week with Elisa
McCartney, who ain't going to do nothing. She just talking.
Who basically asked people to fight her and then backed out.
So, I mean, you're going to sit up there and you got to just be like, first of all, but here's the problem. When they talk like this, they put the idea in people's minds that this is the appropriate behavior. Grom said something I don't like on the internet, so kicking him in the balls is an appropriate response. And I'm like, no, that is the behavior of the bad guy. I'm trying not to use the word that you know what I'm thinking, but you know what other group thought that they were in the right, and we're doing a lot of messed up stuff? Bad people often don't know they're bad people.
Oh, goodness. I hate this Ryan Esby guy more and more I read.
Oh, no, I told you he said more. You didn't realize it. He said a lot of messed up stuff, man. He's a piece of crap.
I mean, dude, if there's one thing to take away from this last week, it's that gamers don't deserve video games. Just send them to a construction yard or something instead.
Hey, make sure you get it right.
It's weird if you were truly...
I don't think he's sketching. I'm saying it. Izzy Blood.
If you were truly based, you'd know it's unequivocal and probable that racism against white people doesn't exist. That argument again, no matter how much a mob of angry community noters wants you to think.
Well, of course. White people aren't people to Ryan.
You can't be racist against white people.
White people aren't people to Ryan.
Oh, you silly. You can't be. How many times you got to say it?
It's a chant. He's got to make sure that he gets up.
Elisa speaks only the truth. You simply cannot be racist against what? Yeah! Can't be racist against me, man. Do what you got.
You got to be racist about, though.
You're
one of the good ones.
Oh! Oh!
But Ryan Easby isn't. He's everything that you don't want to see in a white person. I'd rather be in a room with a old white racist than Ryan Easby. You know why? Because at least the old white racist will probably not say something terrible to me. He probably won't talk to me at all. Ryan will probably think he's helped me and going like, don't worry, we're going to make sure you're heard because I know you're a person. And I'll be like, motherfucker, I didn't think I wasn't a person. Like, what the hell are you talking about? And we're going to do something about those orcs because those orcs were a terrible representation of black people.
Oh.
What the hell? You know?
You had to bring up the orcs.
Literally looking at a race looking at a species that's not human and saying that's black people is fucked up.
Oh, Wizards of the Coast. One of the pages from the new handbook was released.
Hey, it ain't us this time though. Hey, ¿qué pasa?
Yeah. So the artist.
Welcome to the party.
Mike Pape, fantasy illustrator for Wizards of the Coast, Orbit Books, Tor Books, Penguin Books, Baldur's Gate 3, etc. He released his second illustration made for the revised Player's Handbook, the species entry for orcs. And yes, they have made orcs Mexican.
Dude, Mexican. Dude's got the mustache. It's freaking. That's an old school, old West Cholo, man. He's got the big mustache, man. He's over there like, yo, they got the big older, big mamacita, you know what I'm saying? Or abuela, you know what I mean? And then he's on the horse and he's like, hey, we're looking for a place to stay. And then they say they're alienated. Their stories about their isolation and alienation. I'm like, Are you calling them illegal? Oh my God. Here's what I find so funny. I know. Let's show me the picture. You said they had the guy who did it. I bet he's white. You had the picture. I don't know.
That's a drawing.
Yeah, it's a drawing, but it's probably a drawing. I mean, Mike Pape sounds like. Yeah, no, there ain't. Well, no, I don't know. That might be a college. I don't know if they're the same guy. Hard to say.
Yeah, that's just his Instagram. So
but I mean, I bet he is though, because you know why? Because That is not how Mexicans would have drawn the orcs, even if they were going to make a Mexican, because it's not very flattering. That's not very flattering. It's very tropey, very tropey. I mean, I'm surprised there's not a dude in a poncho, taking a siesta. It's tropey as hell. It's a literal caricature of Mexicans. It's like the black character they put the big gold chain on, you know what I'm saying, and the gang colors. It's tropey, man. It's very tropey. Yeah, I know. No, they single out orcs, and here's the solution to orcs being considered black. We made them Mexican. I'm like, what? Like, what? You just switch to a different race? And then their story is that they're disembodied people who are alienated and isolated. They don't have a home in their own. Oh, what the hell, man? This crap is disgusting.
Well, this guy actually makes some good points.
Yeah, he's making my points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Black people feel the same, man.
But he also mentions about certain races of orcs are groups of orcs that are now no longer evil, even though they were known because of their slave trade and all this stuff. Of course, you can't have slavery and so there's a lot of things that...
Now they have a sad backstory. No, they're the victims. Not making that up, man.
Yeah.
Because they have no imagination. When they were getting ready to create new orcs, it said draws orcs.
Well, you can't
He just did a racist depiction because that's all they know. Because you know who's all... Because let me tell you something. If you're always thinking about race, you're probably a racist. Simple. If you're always thinking about it, if you can't step away from it, it's all that's on your mind, it's because you're a racist. Because you don't see people as people.
The thing is
he didn't draw individuals. He drawed a racial stereotype.
And I mean, the other thing is yes, I mean, they basically made these guys victims, but that's the only thing they can do. I mean, if you can't have evil, everybody's a victim.
Yeah.
But we don't know who they're a victim of.
White people.
Okay, you're right. Damn it.
All the villains are going to be white people now. It's the only... Remember, they're the only people you can't be racist against. It's not even their fault. If they're the only people you can't be racist against, they're the only people that can be bad. Going to be hard to set up a mystery. We got 9... Especially because they act like y'all don't exist. There'll only be one white person in the room, so it's like, we've got a bunch of other races and a single white man. All right, let's just arrest him.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he has to be evil. No one else is allowed. Either he's the bad guy... Or he's not a white man. He's disguised as a white man. He's someone else, and there is no villain.
Yeah, I mean, here's his first post, which is interesting.
Is that an Asian dwarf?
These are dwarves.
He just draws races. He doesn't know how to do just a dwarf. Each one, that's
Asian
just racist.
Dwarf, a black dwarf.
That's probably those eyebrows. That could be Indian or Persian.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's an Asian dwarf, man. What the?
And then the white dwarf's bacon red.
Well, no, because he's a pussy. You can tell. Look at the cat.
Well, yeah, he even has...
Meow. Got rings in his beard. He can't do the hard work.
He's not a bad artist,
baking
though, I will say.
He's baking while the women do the real work.
That's the image that he used for his profile pic.
I didn't mean to call him a pussy. That actually don't you love it when the right thing happens naturally, Bloodaxe? It's like I wasn't even trying. I didn't realize. They all look the same to me.
Oh.
But no, like, Asian... Why is it an Asian dwarf?
I don't know. I thought all dwarves were sort of earthen toned in...
No, motherfucker, listen to me. He just drew races. He doesn't know how to do anything else.
Sort of bronze and stuff because it came from...
There is no unifying characteristic between these different people. I can't even tell if they're all supposed to actually be dwarves because they're so fucking different. I can't tell because there's an Asian, there's a black, and there's some probably Middle Eastern, and then there's a goofy white boy. I don't know why he made him goofy. And then I can't tell these in the background. Are they dwarves? I think the other black guy's supposed to be a dwarf, but the girl, I can't tell, and I can't tell if those two. I can't tell.
I will say, though.
Looks like a gnome. I don't know.
Also, why would you bring baked goods into the forge room? Yeah. They're working, man.
I'm assuming he has a shaved side head because I have noticed that his favorite characters. You can
All
see
have this. His
and
favorite
then his
orc.
favorite orc. It's the one with the shaved side head.
Yeah, that dude's got a nice cut.
This is him. So is this him implementing himself into his art?
That would not be surprising. The lack of imagination. I mean, dude, he didn't even do... Okay, normally when you would see this kind of picture, so you know we're not just picking, my boy Flynn can back me up in the chat, they would have the different orcs, but each one would look like they're from a different region.
Well, yeah.
They might have a forest-dressed orc, and a desert orc, and a tribal orc, and a sailor orc, because, you know, all orcs aren't the same in just one stereotype. But... these people have only one mindset.
Well, I mean, and that's sort of the
what
thing.
he sees when he thinks about
I mean, that's sort of the thing that the guy was talking about in the article. Is like you said, you had the slaver orcs, you know, that were the nomadic slavers, and then you had, you know, you did have the orcs that were chased out from their area, and that's why they were nomadic. You
had the orcs that lived on the ground.
You had orcs that actually did settle, you know. And
built a city.
They weren't all nomadic, you know. I mean,
no Mexicans. And they told him, well, okay, for the dwarves, they just show a lot of different dwarves. And he's like, I'll draw one of each race. It's like, dude, is that all you could? Could you diversify it a little more? Maybe show one as a diplomat? No. Like, just different races. That's all I know how to do, man. I do different races. I just do racial depictions.
He did the black Samuel L. Jackson with the eye patch, you know.
I didn't even realize he put an iPad. Oh, you are so damn lame, man. Oh, this guy sucks.
Oh.
Because here's the problem. Okay, let me explain.
The black girl has the bun.
Because the other thing that's weird about this is that clearly these dwarves are from all over the damn world. Yeah, how the fuck did they get together?
It's weird they're all in the same, Yeah,
because, I mean, clearly that dwarf over here ate from wherever the hell the other dwarf is from, or he just pulled it down, but you know what I'm saying? They're not from the same area.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, the thing is I mean, usually in lore, the mountains did not interact very well with each other.
I'm just talking about that we know how in the real world how far apart people have to be to look that dang different, but yet they're all chilling shop. You know what? It's racist. That's all he knows. He knows how to draw race. He draws race. We looked at his other artwork. Remember when you went to his page, his Instagram? It was all shaved heads. Or black people. Like, he draws black, Asian, other characters, and he shaves side of the head. That's what he does. Or puts braids on them, because that's the only hairstyle I can think of for black people. He knows one black hairstyle, braids.
Ways to give him an afro.
No, that's racist, I guess. Even though it's a natural hairstyle, but they're scared to do it. Only black people can draw afros on black. Oh, God, don't do that to me, man. Don't pull up. Oh. You know what? If all white people look like that, what are they doing to y'all women?
Oh, next up, all right. Sweet Baby Inc. involved in Insomniac Games' upcoming Marvel's Wolverine game. Playable character Jean Grey gets the ugly treatment.
That's a grandma. And an unattractive one. That ain't even a gilf. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is an unattractive grandma. Why does she look like she's 60? And what's wrong with her chin? Look at that chin, man. I got a sexier chin. My chin is like I got more curve to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
need to hit the gym too.
Here's the thing. I mean, so a lot of people are saying that after Sweet Baby Inc. got involved, this being the original Jean Grey,
at least that Jean Grey
was swapped out for this. Now, I have a possible theory that could mean that this is still the same.
You're gonna get
Dicejunkies
tagged as FBI detective.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
They're gonna put our site tab.
Dude, we don't have any full evidence that this is not true. So here you have Wolverine and Jean Grey, and then in this picture, it seems like you have an older Jean Grey. It would make sense that Wolverine necessarily wouldn't be older, but Jean Grey would if they have a time skip in the game.
He believes that it's that's a time skip and this is old Jean Grey. I mean, it is old Jean Grey, but I think it's just, dude, she could age better than that. Go ahead, Bloodaxe.
But Jean Grey doesn't go from a woman to a man. Look at that chin. Look at that jaw. That's a dude. It's not
I mean,
a woman.
that's the original. That's the first draft, with at least they smoothed it out. And that one, it's rough. But then show them the next one, because I mean, Flynn said that might be an unfinished pick. Well, here's the character model, and I mean, it's still like that. She's barely got a shape, especially in the chest. Like that is like an A cup or less, you know. And she has the body of an older woman. She's not that fit. You know, she's for a Jean Grey, for a combatant who trains every day in the danger room. No, that's the body of a middle-aged mother. And it's not what a comic book character looks like. I'm only saying this because we're talking about a comic book character. We're not talking about a real life character. We're talking about a comic book character. No comic book character looks like that. Madam Web had more hips. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about old Madam Web. Old Madam Web in a wheelchair has some hips and a little bit of chest, you know, like. And she's old. Say, pull up Madam Web. Madam Web don't look that old. And Madam Web's old as dirt. Look at Madam Web from the comic book. She looks better than that.
I mean, we can pull up a lot of things from the comic books, and I mean,
this is how they even draw old women, dude. It's bad. It's and the main thing is
we have Jean Grey from the comic books,
and the main thing is they literally have had a recent artist that came out. I don't know if you've been hearing about this. Bloodaxe posted a vid on it. A recent artist come out saying that he is sick and tired of it, and he is literally a leftist and all of that. But he says, I keep pitching female characters. You can check it out. Doomcock's got a video on it. He keeps pitching characters, and they get turned down and changed into that. He said, that what you're looking at is not the original of any of these characters. Nobody showed up with a character that looked like a frumpy, like angry cat lady. No, that is what it evolves to. They devolve it, and he says it's several steps. It's not even instant. It keeps getting redone until it reaches an appropriate level of ugly. And then it's kept. This is what the artist is saying. The actual artist is saying that it is not even instant. It comes back uglier, and it comes back uglier, and it comes back uglier until it hits just like the event horizon of ugly. Or it looks like some certain person like we caught with Spider-Man 2, where it's just a friggin' writer and not the cutest one in the room, apparently.
Now, Insomniac did say, we want everyone to enjoy the games we develop as intended, as our players deserve. However, like Logan, Insomniac is resilient. Marvel's Wolverine continues as planned. The game is in early production and will no doubt greatly evolve throughout the development, as do our plans. While we appreciate everyone's enthusiasm, we will share official information about Marvel's Wolverine when the time is right. So these are also stolen images from a hack. So
my thing is that they showed it earlier, they showed it later. It's devolving, it ain't evolving, it's devolving. Now, are they saying that they might change their mind? No, I mean they can, but here's what worries me. Let's talk about what we talked about like before the show. We've seen an example of how much SBI charges. Remember Bloodaxe? That $7 million Wukong thing?
Yeah.
Now, you got to remember, Sony has a crappy contract with Marvel, right? Like a bad one. They paid them, was it 600, 400 million? You remember how much?
500 million. It was a lot of money.
Yeah, but remember the contract also says that if these games don't do well, they owe Marvel more money. Like they get penalized for it.
Sorry, I just read Flynn's in the comment. Scott running off with Demos of Frost. So you got Dude G is drinking now to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, Emma's still been drawn right, man. I mean, Emma been looking fit for a long, long time. For a long, long time. But no, like they paid like $500 million. They have a contract that says that they have to make a certain amount of success with the game, or they owe Marvel compensation for damage to franchise. So this is bad because they're also paying SBI. That means they could be anywhere from $7 million or more in the hole on their budget, and this game's not going to do well because honestly, already doesn't look impressive. So Sony may be in trouble, and I'm not even saying this as a woo. I'm happy. Actually, they are one of the major gaming consoles, and unfortunately, they own some very important licenses. I don't know if Xbox has the money to pick up those licenses, or Sony has to get rid of them.
I got it. Maybe this is the alternate Jean Grey, and the Cosmos energy messed with her to a point that made her look like this.
It's a scroll that had to guess what Jean Grey looked like. But when it looked up Jean Grey, it got a picture of Jean Grey and some other people named Grey. And it just said, I don't know, I'm going to mix it all together. So it's Tommy Grey, Gene Simmons. You know, there's a bunch of mixed in stuff with it. It's all jacked up. I don't know. I mean, it is obviously an early image because look at Wolverine's mask. It's glitching. Like, it's very clearly it's glitching.
You pointed out the neckline looks weird
looks bad.
here.
But the face is fully done. That's not a glitched face. That is the face skin they put on.
Yeah. Well, even the arms are old person are sort of an aged lady arms.
Yeah,
man.
I mean she looks.
That's why I mean I know you think I'm trying to give space, but I really feel like this is just an older Jean Grey.
She could have aged better.
I mean, yes, she could have aged.
I mean, did you see Angela Bassett in Black Panther?
I know.
Woo! Beautiful, my queen.
But black don't crack, man.
Holly Berry is still looking right. Dude, at least Keys looking good. I'm talking about, man, he ain't got to look like that. And there's some older dude. In Hollywood where they pulled off, what's her name was looking pretty good. Laura Croft's the lips.
Oh, well, I mean, she's half plastic now, but
good looking plastic though. All I'm saying is like, what happened, Gene? Can't use some science and go talk to Forge. You got that good cyberware. You know what I mean? Get some healing, man. Get somebody to fix you on up. God dang. Mind control people to make you think you look better. Dang it, do something. Work on me. Oh no. Oh, that's don't show that. That's wrong. That's mean.
Oh man.
Man, don't show Jessica Rabbit. That was back when redheads were allowed to exist. You know, and look good. They've been messing up redheads right. Look what they did to poor Alloy in Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know why they did that. I'm like, why you did this? This is a good franchise. She came back all chubby cheek and hair on her face and looking fuzzy. I'm just like... And the funny thing is that nobody was lusted after Alloy. She wasn't a hottie. She just was a decent-looking woman. But they came back and said, decent? No, we want her to look jacked up. And I was just like, okay, Sony, we don't mind. We didn't like your dumb game anyway. I'm, PC and Xbox. I'm like, I ain't gonna miss it. You know what I'm saying? My favorite character, you don't see his face, and I got to know it that took his mask off. You know what I'm saying, Bloodaxe? They need to take off Master Chief helmet. I don't need to see his face. He don't even need to have a face. Space Marines barely got a face under that stuff, man. They got so much cyberware, that's probably just a freaking, like you said, a plastic face they put on, because they done cybered them up. I don't need a face on my character. That's when you know a character's good. Just let them be. I didn't need to know what Samus looked like. They the ones put her in that dang skimpy Zero suit. I was like, dude, just let it be a freaking bounty hunter. You know, we're not perverts, man. We didn't ask for this crap. You know what I'm saying? I never was like, ooh, Samus, I want to see it. No, man, she's a freaking bounty hunter. I don't care if she took it off and she looked like the Borg. I don't care. It just kicks butt. Oh, this is getting worse. Oh, man, just get out of there, man. I'm not a monster. That's wrong there. The Bloodaxe, there's pictures of people comparing that G-Game model to some, oh, man, the internet's toxic. Okay.
All right.
I don't think the model looks good. That's wrong.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Kate.
Yeah.
That's
wrong. What else we got?
God, dog.
I don't know. We've gone down some of your rabbit holes. It's hard to catch back up. Where were we?
Yo. What'd you say?
So we've gone down so many rabbit holes. We need to circle back around. I don't even remember what it was.
Well, let's talk about what doesn't have any rabbits in it, even though it's a really popular collaborative franchise, or anything really good at all.
Nintendo Direct, June 2024. So the new, we just had the PlayStation Showcase, the Xbox Showcase. Now we have the Nintendo Showcase. I mean, a lot of remakes, man. Just a lot of remakes.
I never felt too old for a showcase, but this showcase felt like it was for children, and I mean young children. Like, I literally felt like this showcase was for 6 to 7, 6 to 8 years old.
The Mario and Luigi Brothership
that
actually looked pretty good.
That's the one that I actually said, you know what, man? If it was on sale, because my boy Zeno has a device, I'd snag it. Now I wouldn't pay no $60 for it, but it reminds me of Mario RPG. Which if anybody knows me, they know I love Mario RPG. Considered one of the best Mario games ever. And it's like a mix between the Mario and Luigi console games and the Mario RPG because it just had some elements in the gameplay that reminded me of it. And also it's the cooperation between the two and the brotherhood is very much played on. It's really cool to see two brothers getting along and working together. Just a positive message, man. No weird junk, just them doing stuff, man, and seeming to enjoy doing stuff together. You know, sometimes you just want to have fun. That's the best. That was my best game in show. And it was the first one. After there, it devolved very quickly. But you're a big Wii guy. What did you think of that one? Did Mario catch your eye, or are you only caring about that last one? The last game we're going to get to.
If I could play with it with my kids, and they would actually play, I'd probably get it, even if it was $60.
Darn, I think it's
because there's not often a good game comes out that's exclusive to the Switch. I did watch the Metroid trailer that you weren't as high on.
We'll get to that. We're going to get there, man. Like that's what I said. That's going to be the last one. We'll work our way to it. I want to know your opinion because I made Zeno watch it. And, you know, I want to get the three different points of view. Him not being a big, you know, Metroid guy. Me and you both being pretty big. I actually like the concept of Metroid Prime, but we'll get to it. Yeah. But, like, Metroid Prime is what I wanted to see if they were going to do a sequel, not another side-scroller. But was there any other game? But, like, what did you think of the Mario and Luigi Brotherhood? Like, is it something you'd snag? What if it's single-player? Because I don't think it's multiplayer.
Like I said, if it was multiplayer to play with my kids, I would. If it's single player, I don't know. I might wait on it to see if I can get like a used copy from GameStop or something. It's not something I'm going to pre-order. Actually, there's only one game out of all of them that I would be interested in buying full price.
Yeah.
Because several of the other ones I was excited when I heard about, and then I saw the trailer. I was like, "This is not for me."
Yeah. Well, but Zeno's too. Zeno's got one we're going to get to that he's like even bigger than me a fan of. I'm surprised that he is like a big fan of that series. I don't think he was particularly wow.
Yeah, well, we'll continue. So then we have the Nintendo World Championship NES Edition, which is just talking about the speed runs and all that stuff of old games.
It's old games again. Access to old games.
Then we have Fairy Tale 2. I mean,
it's turn-based, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do a Fairy Tale anime game, like a game based on Fairy Tale, it needs to be a beat 'em up like Naruto, the Naruto games and all of that. I don't know why they chose to make it turn-based. Like, we've seen them do this game with Naruto several times, where it's a full game. You play, you run around. I want to run around as Natsu. I don't want to play it as a turn-based.
Yeah.
It's like a turn-based Street Fighter game. You know, you're like, didn't think it was a good idea.
Then we have Fantasian, Neo Dimension.
You like that more than I did.
This one actually didn't look too bad to me. Like I could see. I mean, it has.
I'm biased, dude. After the Xbox showcase, I saw a turn-based game in there that looked way better.
I mean, I liked the combat system when I was watching it, you know, and I don't mind turn-based combat systems. I like JRPGs.
Dude, I didn't mind that turn-based one, but you could actually jump over attacks and parry if it was turn-based. That looked good.
One of the cool things I thought about the combat system was a lot of the combat systems on the turn-based JRPGs, you'll have a grid or, you know, something like that. You know, usually uses, boxes to go, okay, if this creature's next to this creature and this. But this one actually lets you target a creature, and then you can arc your ability so that it goes through more creatures, which I thought was a pretty cool concept. I haven't seen it before.
I get it. They combined Wii Bowling with an RPG. Turn-based RPG. Cool.
Because, I mean, here you see it.
See?
You know.
Wii Bowling.
Yeah, not Wii Bowling. Have you ever played Wii Bowling?
Yeah, you put a spin on it. So a curve.
You're not using the controller. You know, you got the...
Yeah, but you got to put a spin on it, man, to get the curve.
Now you're just being a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I actually thought this one looked interesting. It might be something that I could play.
How much would you pay for it, though?
I mean, I'll be honest. Maybe
30.
The last JRPG I bought on my Switch ended up coming to PC, and would have much rather played it on PC. So I'll probably cross my fingers and hope it eventually comes to PC.
Even then, I think you'd buy that. But you'd probably cap out at about 30 at most. What you're seeing, you'd probably pay 30.
Yeah, I mean, I'd wait for it to be on sale.
Yeah, you wouldn't pay like 60.
Then they had the Nintendo Switch Sports.
Wii Sports.
The Mio Memories in
Side
Orbit.
scroller kind of looks like one of those high difficulty side scrollers. Reminds me of kind of like Super Meat Boy with some of the areas with all the shades on. But there's also combat. It isn't like Dead Cells though. It's clearly more platformer than it is combat. But it does have some combat. Oh, that was it. What was it? Not Shovel Knight. What was the night with the little bug man? You remember we said it reminded us of that a bit?
Yeah, I can't remember, but
dog it. But yeah, it looked kind of like that. Like it reminded us of that game.
yeah. And you had Disney Illusion Island, which is a Disney.
The big little kids game.
Yeah.
Looks okay.
Hello Kitty. Yeah.
Animal Farm on Wii with Hello Kitty. Wacky World of Sports is the old sports games where they would have all these different sports activities where you could play as the characters, and none of them were good.
Hollow Knight. Thanks, Flynn.
Hollow Knight. Thank you, Flynn. And none of the games were that good because they put all of them in one game, so all the mechanics suck.
And they're apparently an Among Us update.
Even I know Among Us is pretty much done. Like, my son made me buy him Among Us VR, and there's like 6 people on it. He plays with the same people every time because there's almost nobody playing.
Among Us VR is more popular than Among Us now.
Yeah, I know. That's what's bad. But like he literally went through like 6 matches in a row with the exact same team because there weren't a lot of people to go around on that map. Their attempt at Power World.
Yeah.
And a bad one. It's not that good.
And honestly, the graphics are worse than Power World.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, Nintendo, really? What the heck?
It's a crappy Power World knockoff. I'm not kidding, Bloodaxe. I don't know if you saw that one. It is a crappy Power World knockoff. They somehow got it wrong. Heck, I think it's turn-based. They somehow got it wrong. But, oh my God, what they call the wolves? They're corn dogs. Or corn wolves, I think. They're corn wolves. It's bad. It's Pikmin meets Pokemon. But you do farming. But you farm your animals, and like it's like a corn dog or corn wolf. It's really stupid. I mean, they somehow managed to screw up this formula, even though they own the greatest pocket monster game IP with recognizable characters. They screwed it up. Just make the damn Pokemon game people are asking for. Am I wrong? Like everybody that played Power World even said, we're playing this because you won't put out this as Pokemon, like a run around, real-time combat, I can control a character and save live. No, they won't do it. If they just would just take a Power World skin game and put Pokemon on it, crap would sell. It would sell. And Power World can't sue you because Power World dang near got sued by you. They can sue you. I mean, we're all admit Pokemon's the OG.
Yeah.
But they're so stubborn. And instead, they made a really bad knockoff. I don't get it.
All right. Then you have Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Remake.
Which is their HD remake. Dragon Quest 3.
Remake.
Now, I was excited about this. I will say I was hoping for a lot better because like I don't know, that to me, I mean you
this was like a PlayStation 2 remake.
You look like a PlayStation 1,
like
PlayStation 2. Yeah.
Like I saw this remake of like Final Fantasy 2.
This is about the graphics of what Final Fantasy 6 was when it got released, or
I don't know, man. It doesn't even quite.
Which that would have been Super Nintendo. So,
well, 6 if you're talking about JP6, yeah. If you're talking about it, like, depends on what 6 you're talking about. You know how the numbering gets. But
no, 6 is 6 everywhere because 6 never got released in the U.S. They went straight to 7 in the U.S. Because they did 1, 2, and their 3. I think, which was Japan 4, and then
I think their 3 was supposed to be 6.
And they skipped 5 and 6. Now 5 and 6 was never released in the U.S. until later.
Okay, then it probably is about there, yeah. But the thing is that this is 2024, and even the Wii has better graphics than this, man.
I'm curious now. Let's look at Final
had-
I'm not going to argue it, man.
Fantasy
I'm going to call you out.
6.
Like I told you the other day, the Switch has no room for advanced hardware.
That's what I said. It's the one that was Final Fantasy 3. It's the one with Terra. Final Fantasy 6 in Japan is Final Fantasy 3, I believe.
No.
Here. Yeah,
Where are you
it's Terra.
seeing? Nah.
This got released, dude. That's Kid Today's favorite game. I played this. Flynn played this.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's got released. It was called Final Fantasy. Flynn, was it 3? I think it was called Final
Let's
Fantasy 3
see.
in the U.S.
American Final Fantasy
3?
versus Japan.
Oh, okay. I mean, it literally popped up 3 when you did that, though.
Now let me go to.
Yeah, because see, in America, it was called Final Fantasy 3. There's the box art. America was called Final Fantasy 3, but it was Final Fantasy 6. And
That
Final
is
Fantasy
not
4
true.
was Final Fantasy 2, my favorite of the earliest Final Fantasies, with our boys Cecil and Kane. I mean, dude, you talk about something me and Kid Today are big into and talk about all the time. That's why I was just like, I'm going to let them have it. So what game are you referencing that never got released?
I was thinking 5 and 6. Maybe it was Dragon Quest 5 and 6. Yeah, I think it was Dragon Quest.
You're probably thinking Dragon Quest. That's why you said Final Fantasy 6. I'm like, no, that's better than 6 because 6 was sprites and was like way back. Like
Yeah,
Super
I was
Nintendo.
thinking Dragon Quest 6.
Yeah.
Which
Which those graphics
Which,
are on par. Yeah.
is pretty close. I mean, there's Dragon Quest 6 graphics. So, yeah. I mean, they didn't do much of an upgrade. I was really hoping for more of an upgrade. And they did say that they were going to also release Dragon Quest 1 and 2, which is cool.
You're going to bring up the thing that you found out about it that pissed you off? Or at least you didn't like?
There was something I didn't like about.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
you're talking
price.
about the price? Yeah,
Yeah,
Dragon Quest 3 is going to be $60, and I was just like, that's not enough of an upgrade
That is a
for
remake,
$60.
And that is a remake that is about PS2 level. I've seen better
yeah.
on
I mean, it's
indie
better
games.
than Dragon Quest 6, which was Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
but
but dude,
still,
we've seen indie games, man, for $10, $15 that hit that.
yeah,
I mean, I could go on an RPG Maker and do that, if I would be honest. I could go on an RPG Maker, and I've seen people on RPG Maker make their own free
Yeah.
games. So $60 is way too high.
but yeah, and I'm going off of Steam. I went to Steam.
It's not voiced either. Remember, we listened to it. I said, if they voiced it, that'd be different. But Bloodaxe, man, $60 for a remake of a really old RPG and you didn't even voice it or anything? It's crazy, right? You might as well just play the original game for like $5. Like,
Yeah, no, I wouldn't drop $60. I wouldn't drop $30 on it.
I don't mind sprites, dude. When I play Final Fantasy 2, aka 4, I usually play the old sprite version because their attempts to upgrade it kind of throw me off. I just prefer playing the sprites. Might as well play it with the sprites and save
yeah.
yourself a bunch of money.
It's $59.99.
You don't do that for a remake that is only a slight graphical upgrade.
And they want you to pre-order it so you can get some seeds that you can just farm, and a pair of elevating shoes. So I guess your character looks taller.
Look, man, you know, I don't know. This is Capcom, ain't it?
Yeah.
Well, they had to screw up one of them.
No, Square Enix.
Oh,
Square
makes
Enix.
sense. 'Cause Capcom's about making money.
Yeah.
You know what, Square? You didn't get out of the Sony. Well, actually, this is Nintendo. But, like, yeah, you know what? You're going to lose some money on this. It's too high, man.
Yeah, $60 is too high. I mean, dude,
You could buy a new RPG. for that.
$30. I would have already picked it up and had it sitting in my.
Check out Fantasian. Is it on there? How much is Fantasian? I bet you Fantasia's $60. You could buy a brand new RPG for that. Why would you buy a remake of a very old RPG that isn't really that well upgraded when you could buy a modern RPG for that? Fantasia, that's the other game they had. Is it on Steam?
I don't think so.
Oh.
No, I think it's.
Type in Dragon's Dogma 2. I think I paid $60. Might have paid $70. But like, let's see what a $60 game looks like on Steam. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be a jerk. Here.
$69.99 for.
So I paid
Dragon's Dogma.
$10 more, but how much? But you know how Dragon's Dogma 2 looks,
Yeah.
and it's voiced. You know. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'm agreeing with you, dude. I
no,
said
I'm not
I'm the
knocking
one
game.
that I'm
That's
the
gonna
one
be
that
a
brought
bad
up the
game.
price.
Yeah. I'm just saying 60. Also, for a Wii game, I'm sorry, dude. I wouldn't pay $60 for most Wii games, man. The system just ain't there, dog. It's like paying $60 for an Xbox 360 or a PlayStation 4 game. It's like, nah.
I mean, and I will say, I've already bought Dragon Quest 3 like 5 times. Because I do have the Steam version of the original. I have the Switch version of the original.
And all together, it probably didn't cost you $60.
I bought it on Nintendo when it was Dragon Warrior 3.
And it probably, you know what? And all three of those together may not be $60, but they want $60 for this HD remake. They could have voiced it. They could have put in cutscenes.
I have the mobile version of the Dragon Quest games because I tried playing them on mobile first when I wanted to go back and play them, and
they remade Final Fantasy 2. They put in cutscenes, and 3. They put in cutscenes.
Yeah, I know.
At least add cutscenes, man.
All right, so what else we got here?
I'm not trying to hurt you, man.
I mean, I get you. Yeah.
Funko Fusion is Lego is their attempt at a Lego game.
Yeah,
literally. If you see it, it's a Lego. But
they redid Luigi's Mansion
probably for $60
too.
I would keep it. Oh wait, there it is. Yep, redid it for $60. Yeah. Hey, buy Luigi's Mansion 2 again. We'll charge you new game price.
The new Denpa Men.
Some kind of.
It was weird looking.
It's very odd. I'm like, Metal Slug as a tower attack game. I don't know. It looked like a Metal Slug game. It's probably $60. And the concept didn't hit with me because I'm like, that's not what I enjoyed in Metal Slug. That's a very odd genre change. But who knows? It's probably $60.
Darkest Dungeon 2.
That's a game that's been out for a while now.
Darkest Dungeon has. I don't know about 2, actually. I didn't realize it was 2.
Yeah, it's been on Xbox
Darkest Dungeon 2 has been out for a while.
Okay.
That's been out for a minute. So, again, not a lot of new stuff. Or at least not enough new stuff that's a main
expansion pack.
Bringing back old games again for you to play, because they're just going full retro. Phantom Brave, I believe, is a remake of Phantom Brave, because when they were talking about it, it sounded like it. But even if not, it's looks okay.
Yeah.
It didn't look very impressive.
Marvel vs. Capcom collection.
Bringing back an old game. Not even a remake. Just
bring back a bunch of games and sticking them in a collection.
Now, that might sell because it's Capcom, and I did enjoy the Marvel games. And if I get all those games for $60, okay, but they better not try to charge me. Well, no, Capcom's not crazy.
Yeah, they don't say prices. Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Yeah. Looks like a Super Mario Party.
Yeah.
Now the number of players is crazy. I think it gets up to like 10.
Now, this was a big announcement, was The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which, I mean, why? Okay, so here's the thing about this. I haven't really been that excited about the Legend of Zelda games in a while anyway. But what are you saying when you go, okay, we're going to have Link, get something that happened to Link, and you're going to play Zelda. Also, we're going to take the new art style that a lot of people do like, and we're going to make it as chibi and kiddie as possible for you to play as Zelda. So you're also telling your target, you're basically saying, oh, if you're going to play as Zelda, you don't get to have the cool environments that you have.
The game's not serious.
Yeah.
It's not serious. I mean, dude, it's Hello Kitty Zelda. Her power is she has a wand that makes echoes of things, so she can make tables and it's Scribblenauts. Mm-hmm. What did I say it was Scribblenauts? It's literally Scribblenauts. Like if you watch the trailer, the mechanics are Scribblenauts. It's because I guess people that like Zelda would want to play a Zelda don't want to have to play the game.
I mean, it's sort of a dark theme, though, man. I mean, the darkness is coming. Link gets sucked into the.
But that's why they had to cheap it, because it might have scared the audience they were targeting.
And I mean, I could see playing as Zelda if they wouldn't have cheated it so much. I wouldn't have mind.
This was done in the style of Breath of the Wild. This would be a hardcore game, because it's kind of alarming if it wasn't so silly. She's standing on a table because she made a table. Look, she used the table to get up higher. Wee. Look at the little cute orchid in me.
The summoning concept is actually sort of interesting, though. I mean, it could have been used interestingly if once again, but you made it in such a child way.
Yeah, like I said, this looks like this is aimed for 10 and under, which isn't really flattering if you decided to do a female protagonist and then you made the game kind of a joke. I'm like, dude, again, why is it whenever they try to do this stuff, they mess it up somehow? I'm like, I think it would have been interesting if this had been like the other Zelda games, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, with this dark theme. This has been a hardcore game because the theme has the potential to be very alarming and dark. They went really kiddie. Like, watch the trailer at the beginning when she's running. She's like, you know it tripped. Woo, oh, scary darkness. But I got my wand. And look, he's got a little mascot. His name is Try. Look at her cute mascot. The little floaty thing that goes with her. And I'm just like, dude, Zelda has seen some spit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get the cursor down because I've dropped a lot. But, like, Zelda's seen some stuff, man. Like, especially the Tears of the Kingdom one, man. That joke was hard.
I like that Zelda's seen some spit, some hot to ya.
I don't think I want to know what that is now. Now I'm starting to get an idea and I don't like it. But no, like, it's I don't understand the weird backstep into a... Dude, this looks more kiddie than the old Zelda games that were sprites that were small. Like, this is an odd choice, but I'm not interested because it's not a Zelda game. It's Scribblenauts. Like I said, it's less of a Zelda game than the freaking music one, the dungeon singer or whatever, Necro Dancer. Actually, that game was really good music though, but it also was not really a Zelda game. But at least it was an interesting entry. Just Dance is Just Dance. You already know that. The much maligned by the PlayStation fanboys Horizon Lego game because they're mad that Sony allowed their IP onto the Wii because they don't believe anyone should ever play their games. I don't understand that mentality, but they get pissed off whenever anyone else gets to play their games. What's that about, Bloodaxe? You know, what makes a person literally want the company that they prefer to not make money? Or for people to have access to the product.
That's Disney mentality right there, man.
I mean, the game is also on PlayStation.
I ain't saying much.
Well, yeah, it's going to be on PlayStation, but what they're mad about is that it's
also on Switch. Yeah,
on Switch because
it's a Lego game. I mean, that's probably where a good portion of your audience is going to be.
I agree. I don't know why they're mad. It's more money for the Horizon Zero Dawn franchise, but no. They don't want you to play their games. They prefer the exclusivity. They like the idea that you don't get to play their games. Not realizing...
It's a Lego game.
Nobody wants to play Horizon. It was not missed. Now, God of War was missed. I'll give you that. God of War. Man, I'm still watching it on PC to see if it's going to hit a price I'm willing to pay.
Yeah.
Horizon, no. I wouldn't play Horizon if it came on Game Pass.
They're bringing Stray over to Switch.
What the?
Tales of the Shire.
I forgot about that.
Oh God, it's a Hobbit game.
Is it? Is it really? Because it's more like a weird sim game where you make breakfast and befriend your neighbors and decorate your Hobbit home.
Yes.
Because I think Lord of the Rings. I mean,
it is a Hobbit life sim set in the Middle Earth.
Because you know how thrilling that Hobbit life is, man.
Yes. Second lunch, second brunch, second dinner,
second breakfast.
Second breakfast. Ace Attorney Investigation Collection.
Because you know how well that Smeagol game went.
All right, we're trying to get past this. Come on. We got 100 Line to Last Defense Academy.
That was a tactical game, so more up your alley.
It looked interesting, but not really something.
Large-scale combat.
I think I'd get bored with it quick. Romancing Saga 2. I actually like Romancing Saga games. They're not bad. And then we have what Bloodaxe has been waiting for this whole time, which is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Take it away, Blood.
Y'all start. I got to look up something for the missus.
All right. Well, it is also a $60 game, and it's new.
At least it is new.
It doesn't look that new, but Nah,
I mean, you're the one who defended him, saying, "Well, the hardware is really bad."
Well, no, the hardware is sort of rough on. So I mean, you're not gonna get Doom Dark Ages out of this.
I know, and I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't get that out of my head, so this trailer bombed with me. But I did admit it. I said, dude, after watching the Doom trailer, this felt like the slowest, clunkiest, most boring combat ever.
Yeah.
The charged weapon shot felt like it had no impact. Oh, you ready?
I like the changes they did with saving us a ship. But watching the gameplay compared to Prime 1 and 2, I didn't play Prime 3. It does look like it's a little more fluid because playing first person in Metroid is different. But you were complaining about the charge shots being so slow, and that's about how they were back in Metroid Prime 1 and 2. So
I thought they had more impact. I only played Prime 1. I didn't play Prime 2 or 3. But I thought Prime 1, the charge attack had a little more impact.
Well, it may have more impact, but you're talking about the speed of the projectile.
Well, I was talking about the speed of the whole game. The gameplay. Dude, I was even being fair. I joke about Doom Dark Ages. I was comparing this to Halo 1, which is an older game. Like, what's that? This is slower combat than Halo 1, man. I had way more dynamic combat, man. I was all over the battlefield.
Well, yeah, slower.
I got the needler, you know what I'm saying? I'm smacking.
But I mean, I will say the combat for Prime has never been a fast action combat like Doom or Halo or Unreal or anything like that.
Yeah, a lot of work going into I will play Prime 4. Actually, I may even pre-order it because I did enjoy the first two games. Although the second one kind of fell flat on me compared to how much I played the first one. But I will give it a roll and see. Plus, my one of my twins, he loves Samus more than I do. He has all kinds of Metroid gear up in his room, and so I'll get it and we'll probably play it together, or I'll play it and he'll watch. But you don't play games on the Switch because of the graphics, or you don't play games on the Switch because of their performance. You play it because it's characters you grew up with and stories you want to see, and that's how I'm going to approach it. And same thing with the last Metro game that we played. It was a 2D side scroller, and the parry mechanic was so bad. But I played it for the Metro game that we got because we didn't have one in forever. And same thing with this one. I've waited on Prime for years. This is the second studio that's even started working on Prime 4. Because the first one, it was so bad that Nintendo scrapped the whole project, went back to the company that did Prime 1 and 2 and said, here, you guys take another stab at it. So this has been a long time reset coming. So again, I'll enjoy it for what it is, but until Nintendo steps up into the ring with Xbox and PlayStation as far as hardware capabilities, I'm not going to expect a lot from the graphics and performance. I'm expected to be a Nintendo game.
Well, if I can say something nice, I am glad it's a Prime game, because personally, I felt that the Metroid needed to evolve in that direction anyway, and continue with becoming a full shooter. I always thought it would be more interesting to explore the planet in a 3D. Like when I played other space shooter games like Halo and stuff, I remember I kept thinking, man, I wish I could do this with like Samus. She's a popular character. I like her mechanics. I would love to have her freeze weapon and her missiles and all of her mechanics, but in a full, I can run around this alien planet, circle. I always thought that would be amazing, which is why I was disappointed that the gameplay, again, I don't mind it not being up to Halo 4 or Halo Ultimate or any of the Doom, but I expect it to be Halo 1. I expect it to at least be that fluid. I expect it to be the original Xbox, not Xbox 360, just Xbox Halo. This does not feel like it's even there from what I've seen. Now, it's not done. And honestly, all the trailers were bad. They may have picked bad footage. They may have picked bad footage. And to answer and the Flynn's got his ass as how she rolls with a ball. What I understand, she's actually not going into the ball. I think she's going to like some kind of pocket. Isn't it, Bloodaxe? Like she's She's not being compressed into a meatball, like, for what I understand.
She's using I just put in the chat. She's using Chozo technology, and it may be extra-dimensional space. And how she has to blow herself up with the bombs. I'm assuming her armor has some kind of absorber plating for whatever force effects that the bombs do to help balance her
if
around.
she's being condensed down into a miniature, like, armored condensed state, she'd probably be pretty dang dense. No. But also, Magic Chozo Space Bird tech. Metroid's never really been that hard on the science. But that's my point. Now, I'm glad to go in this direction. I hope they continue with Prime. I want to see Samus join us in that generation. And it's not too late for them to polish that up. But right now, this looks like it's Metroid 4, Prime 4, that came out right after Prime 3 instead of 2024, where games and Unreal Engine and all this is out, and where just shooters have evolved so far beyond what I saw. But I will defend them on this. All the trailers look bad. And I don't mean this to be mean. They just didn't seem to know how to put their trailers together.
I'm just going to stick with my my side scroller.
I want to play Samus in a real shooter. I actually have always wanted to do that.
I mean, man, it makes for a great side scroller.
Especially the grapple beam. Oh, man, I want to swing around on the grapple beam.
You can borrow it. How's that?
All right, so next up we have...
this was a good trailer.
Trailer that Q actually enjoyed. Surprisingly, look, we've had our ups and downs on this. We've had a lot of scares with the Space Marines, you know. So seeing a trailer and it actually being good was a bit of a shock.
Man, the combat looked meaty, nice. The campaign is single player, but they have a mission mode like Gears 5 Bloodaxe, even with the leveling up your archetypes and customizing them. We enjoy that. We're still playing Gears 5. We went back to playing it. I know that is a very, very sturdy, endurable co-op mode that has a lot of longevity. They have a PvP, but it's over here. So if you don't want to mess with that, you don't have to, which is, again, something Gears did. Gears had PvP over here, and it had co-op over here. PvE co-op, and it has this campaign. I wish the campaign was co-op, but the fact that they have a special co-op mode that's designed to be replayed allows me to customize. I'm a build maniac. These two know how crazy I am about that. I'll stay up all night messing with builds, and there's several different archetypes. All the archetypes look interesting. I will probably have a favorite build for every archetype, so yeah. And I don't see any weird stuff. Currently, it looks like it's just friggin' Space Marines being Space Marines and killing Tyranids. Now, who knows what they're going to do with the campaign story? But you know what? I'm going to be fair. I hate the friggin' campaign of Gears 5. I love the co-op. I love it. But Axe knows I played Jack because I couldn't stand any of the characters dang there. Like, I just said, I'm going to be the robot. You know what I'm saying? And Adele's about the only one I liked, and then the ending ruined that. So... I did love some characters, but they killed her because, my girl, I say Lizzie was incredible, and I'm sorry, the game's been out for a long time, and there are a bunch of F-ups. They ruined that because Lizzie was amazing. Easily my favorite character in the whole game. Play her all the time. She's literally my best character. I loved her so much, I mastered her class. I'm one of the best out there. But it looks like it's going to have that kind of play to where we're going to be playing this over and over and over. Now, the only thing that's a little bit concerning is that it seems that people don't know if it's going to be on Game Pass or not. Because when I looked it up, I kept getting mixed answers for Game Pass. I thought it was originally announced for Game Pass, but now that's not really been confirmed for a while. And I don't know if I'm going to buy it day one. Well, I'm not. I'm not going to buy it day one. If it's not on Game Pass... it's going to have to pass the flavor test. It's going to have to get out there. I'm going to check the reviews. And that's bad for them because if they did do something weird in the campaign, it could turn us off to the game. Me and Bloodaxe will not play a game if we think that it's filled with trash propaganda. Blatantly, just going to say it. Because it's I don't play my games to hear that crap. I want to just play a Space Marine. And I don't care about anything else. I want to run around. I want to shoot aliens. The great part is they're not fighting humans. They're fighting Tyranids. There shouldn't be anything weird in it. But if I got to buy it, I'm not going to support that. I'm not going to put my money behind it. So that's the catch. if it's not on Game Pass and it's a $60, $70 game, because if it's not that, we can talk. If it's a $60, $70 game, you got to make the game like you mean it and don't be a jackass, or I won't buy it.
It's got to play better than Dark Tide, that's for sure.
Dark Tide wasn't terrible, but then Dark Tide was on Game Pass, so that's why I didn't mind it as much. Now, if you bought Dark Tide, you got screwed. I'll admit that, you got screwed. But on Game Pass, nice little Game Pass game. It looks like it plays well.
No, I'm talking about the PvE stuff. It's got to be better than Dark Tide.
Yeah. I mean, Dark Tide played like it was their first time trying to do that
had
right.
to play with other people, and I wanted to do things by myself or with my friends and not with a bunch of randoms. So, yeah, I mean, it's got to have a better mechanic than what we got with that.
Well, I mean, when we do Space Marine, dude, unless our friends come over from Gears, we're probably going to have to play with some other people, dude. I mean, looks like it's a 4 or 5 man squad. That's going to happen unless you got your own team. Now,
right, but the campaign ability in Dark Tide was nil.
Yeah.
I couldn't really do it by myself. I had to play the game with other people.
Oh, yeah. Didn't have a solo. No, they got a solo campaign. That's specifically the main campaign is solo.
At least if the campaign plays like a Warhammer game, okay, yeah, I'll spend some money on it. But if it forces me to go through it with other people, or incompetent bots like Back for Blood, then that's gonna suck.
You're talking to a guy who likes the Warhammer games enough that I own the Warhammer Dawn of War games, man. I mean, me and Kitsune played 2, we played 3, we played a bunch, like some of the others. We grab them on Steam when they're on sale and we play them. Like, the only thing I haven't got into is the Total Warfare, because it's a little bit more like Xeno's thing. It's more mass combat. You and Xeno like that more. Dawn of War is a little bit smaller squad, a little more hands-on control. But and it has some RPG elements. But yeah, I mean, it looks good, and I'm willing to say that. We'll come in here and tell you if something looks good. All right, we're not a-hole. We'll say, and the trailer looks great. I don't see anything that I have a problem with so far. Now, I'm always going to be careful.
Yeah. All right, last up is just an update on something we talked about last week, which was the controversy of Starfield over the $7 mission. Todd Howard actually did come back and go, we didn't mean it that way, and but he does say he can see where that could come off poorly.
They did give everybody. I did find out everybody got the 1,000 credits.
You're wrong there. The 1,000 credits came from part of the DLC bundle. So if you bought the DLC, you got the $10 credit.
When I was watching a review, they said everybody got it.
It
said it was part of the creation club. Well,
no, it was part of the Shattered Space expansion. Which is where the 1,000 credits came from.
Oh, okay. I got bad news, man. I mean, somebody told me wrong. Like, I was surprised when I heard that. I said, oh, that's good. It means everybody can get it. Apparently not.
So, yeah. Only if you bought the edition with the DLC did you get the 1,000 credits. At least by this article. Of course, now we have conflicting data.
Yeah,
so.
I watched a big review on this, and they did. And one of the main things they said, well, everybody got the 1,000 credits, but he was complaining that he said you got it, but it cost 700, which means you don't have enough credits to get anything else. So the credits were pointless because you immediately had to burn them, just to get it. So you might as well just made it free and not gave them the credits.
But this says the Starfield Premium Edition upgrade, which including the 1,000 credits.
Oh, we know we can have Bloodaxe check it. Bloodaxe, you have the Game Pass version, right?
Yeah.
You should go see if you've got 1,000 credits in the creation shop. Confirm it for us. We'll tell them next time. Not right now. We'll bring it up. If you don't, then we'll just stand on you don't get it because this is what it says here, and this is probably more reliable. But if you do, we will come back and make a correction because again, we're fair. And now I still think it's BS to give them the credits and then take them right back.
Well,
Again, just make it
Well,
free.
once again, they're saying, the second part's not a required thing. We did the first part, and then there's an extension to it if you want to pay the $700. But like I said, they came back and said, yeah, that probably does look bad. So,
especially because you can't buy 700 credits. You can only buy it like 1,000 credits for $10. Meaning, they made it 700, but you can't buy 700. You can't spend 7. You have to spend 10. that part annoys me. Look, mofo, don't price your stuff in increments people can't purchase. Don't make me, because now it looks like I wasted. I would rather you charge $10 because then I don't feel like an effing idiot who wasted $3.
Well, that's basically what it says. And so I do think we're going to take a look at that and how we deliver content like that, and whether we're changing pricing or breaking it up or what we should do there. So great feedback from the community. We hear the feedback. We need to evaluate both pricing and what we put out for free, how we communicate what's in something, and really hear from the community there. So,
or just let the other people mind stay out of it.
I mean, I gave him credit for that. I also still hate the creation thing, and I just wish I could just...
The Creation Club exists for modders. Why don't you just make your dang DLC?
Well, here's the thing, dude. Give the here's what you need to do, and here's the Creation Club is a better way of supporting mods. It is for things that aren't PC. All right, and we've always had that option, and I've donated to creators before. We've had the option to donate to creators. Why not go? Okay, here's a Creation Club. Here's an easy way for them to make money. If you like their creation, donate. We don't put a price tag on something because you know what? Some people out there who really like creations will go and donate $1,000 to a creator because they got the money to do it.
It's big spenders.
Yeah. So you're actually hurting the creators by putting a set price on these things anyway. Also word of mouth. Some kid may go out there who doesn't have a credit card. He downloaded the creation from the Creation Club. He really likes it. He talks about it on his YouTube or his, whatever, and a bunch of other people, and eventually it gets to somebody who is wealthy enough to give some money.
I became aware of a lot of mods because a YouTuber would go do like top 10 mods. Mm-hmm. Now, these weren't the biggest YouTubers. These weren't big guys. They were their modder size. They can't buy $100 worth of mods just to try them out and make a video. They're not going to make that money on it if they're not like Spartan or someone like the biggest dudes. If they're not like the largest streamers. But those guys don't do this either because your game sucks. So they got better crap to play. So you need to get the word of mouth out. Because you know what? Right now, you're not doing well enough. So your priority not to be getting people to play Starfield, right? And they need to be trying to get people to play Starfield, not monetize a failing game. What is with Bethesda, man? It's like, this ain't Skyrim. This game is not hot. Pull up, you know what? Just before we go, what is it looking like? Let's get some scores on it. Because what I understand is freaking bottomed out right now. So it's like, what kind of idiot tries to monetize something while it's doing poorly instead of trying to get it going? You got a DLC coming up, man. You don't need to be syncing the brand, right, Bloodaxe? Why would you sync the brand right before your DLC comes out?
Yeah, I mean, right now, the most recent reviews are mostly negative, and the all-time reviews are mixed.
What you got, Blood?
Said because they're stupid is the answer to your question.
I mean, I would have given away a T-shirt, a mug, and some junk just so you'd play the game. Because here's what happens. If you come back and you're enjoying the new Creation Club stuff and you're playing the game, that greatly increases the chance you'll buy DLC, correct? Guess what doesn't increase your chance? If you've already spent money. If you just spent $10 on the game, you're probably not going to spend another $35 that easy. I know for me, I don't like spending money back to back to back on a game unless it's really, really good. We know this isn't. This ain't no Remnant 2. This ain't Elden Ring. You're not going to do that. So you need to sit up there and not do this. You need to go, hey, man, we need to get people playing. So, because to me, for every person they tried to chintz out of that $10, they're not going to get the $35. That is my opinion. They lost the $35 sale for the 10 because they don't know business. Instead, give away the Creation Club. It don't cost you nothing. It's a friggin' mod. Give it away. Sell the hell out of your DLC. People were excited about that, dude. I remember people saying, like, man, they got a new faction, mercenary thing. People were excited. You effed that up. And you know what? It's too late now. You can give this away plus some extra. People are pissed. And you need to understand that. People are pissed. I haven't even started it up after I saw that. I was going to go play Starfield. I saw that. I didn't install it. Because I'm like, I don't even want to. Now I don't want to enjoy it because I don't want to feel like buying a DLC because I'm like, man, F you. I wouldn't play that mission. I think you even said you wouldn't start. I definitely wouldn't start that mission. Well, I'm not going to start a mission I can't complete unless I pay another $10. No. I'm going to wait and see if the modders decide to bless you with their presence and start modding this game. If they do, I'm going to play that instead of your stupid DLC. You know how I play your DLC? If a really good mod says, hey, man, I used some stuff from the DLC. It's a really good mod, but I need that new ship, and all right, I get it. But no, I won't. No. Starfield, man, I'm playing Elden Ring. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing Elden Ring, having fun. And suffering. Suffering bad is hard, but it's fun. Stop crying.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap up there. Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to Dicejunkies.com where you can find links everywhere we are online, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching this every week.
We help you.